Hello StarCraft fans, this is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is game between ShoWTimE and Serral on Lerilak Crest. In the bottom left of the map, we have the red Protoss player representing Team Millennium and the nation of Germany. It is ShoWTimE. And in the top right side of the map, we have the blue Zerg player representing My Insanity and the nation of Finland. It is Serral. So this is from their series in Nation Wars 3, and I already cast one of their games previously, and I believe it was a... Oh, I'm not going to spoil it. I almost spoiled it there. Oh, go back and watch it. In the top right, I'll put a link there if you haven't seen it already. If you have seen it already, feel free to ignore it and enjoy this game too. So it's a ZVP on Lerilak Crest, one of my favorite matchups, and a pretty good map too. I would have to say, we've seen some really good games here. There's a fairly large ramp moving into this natural base. Also some destructible rocks here to cover your third if you want to. So very useful for Protoss players rather to get up 3 bases. Terran players to get up 3 bases fairly well. Probe sneaking on in, checking this position. The Zerg is not there, checking the northwest position, northeast position rather, and he is there. So excellent scouting here from ShoWTimE. Looks like it's a hatch first into a pool from Serral, and I'm not sure if he's going to take gas. It is a fairly common opener for Zerg players to get 3 bases up, get a bunch of slow Lings and a bunch of Queens, and get that drone count where it needs to be, and then start getting gas for the upgrades like speed and things like that. And generally you can do pretty well against Protoss with slow Lings and Queens, just depending on exactly what they decide to go for. 2 drones coming out here. Yeah, ShoWTimE's going to try to block this, and 2 drones, however, going to make quick work of that guy, and indeed forced to throw down the pylon, waste 100 minerals. For ShoWTimE, this is 100 minerals he would rather not have to toss down, but he did toss it down anyway just to block that expansion for as long as he could. I feel like he's going to cancel it. The drone chasing after this probe, trying to catch it. And there's the cancel at the last second. And the hatch goes down immediately. Serral with the timings that we all know to expect from a Zerg player of his caliber. Man, Serral is good. Yeah, so no extractors whatsoever here for the Zerg player. Meanwhile, our Protoss is going for double. Assimilator into double. Nope, that's a Cybernetics core and a gateway with a Zealot. So again, I don't know why he would get a Zealot there, because there's no way that Serral's going to be super aggressive here at this point. He has a spawning pool, but he's getting a 3rd hatch up. He's going to get Queens to get all of the injections he needs on those hatcheries. He's not really making many Lings at all. He's got 2 total. The probe, again, scouting in to see what's going on, and just making sure that didn't get canceled, because a 2-base Zerg is much different from a 3-base Zerg from the Protoss perspective. So excellent scouting here. Queen comes out and throws down a creep to her instead of injecting. Wants to connect these bases by creep more than she wants to have that increased income and increased macro ability. Is the Zealot going to be aggressive? He might be aggressive. Look at him go. Trotting on down there. Move speed of something. 3.15, just not that fast. Actually, not that slow either. Getting a swipe off on one of those Lings, trying to kill this probe. But no, an Adept is ready to go. And 1 Ling ends up dead, already low on HP. 23 damage from that Adept is enough to kill it. Dancing back and forth here. But finally gets chased down by the Adept. The long arm of the law catches up with the Zergling eventually. Overlord might try to do some scouting here a little bit later. The Zealot not holding the Zellonga Watchtower, but very close to doing it. Not sure what the intention is there. There it is. Bringing him closer so he can actually get the vision afforded him by holding this tower. Alright, so worker count, let's take a look at that. It is 34 to 32, 35 to 32 rather. Serral is down in the worker count, but now getting extractors, getting 2 here at the natural, getting a Roach Warren. Might see some Roach Ravager type play here against the Protoss, and Oracle on the way for ShoWTimE. And Warp Gate Research just about to finish here, not too far away either. So here comes the Oracle harass. And is Serral going to get up some Spore Crawlers? Because that's pretty much what you need, either 2 Queens or a Queen and a Spore Crawler to deal with that Oracle, because again, the Oracle does take shots from the Queen, but not quick enough to avoid losing like everything, at least 6 or 7 of your drones, which is something you want to try to avoid if you are a Zerg player. Spore Crawler's on the way, but no, only 1 Queen at this base. Yeah, run drones, run. 1, 2, 3. Oh, almost getting a 3rd, almost getting a 4th. Does get a 3rd there and a 4th. And no, backing on out as 2 Queens again is enough to chase that guy away, but 4 drone kills. Pretty good, forcing these guys to turn into static defense here. This one might stick around, just because having a Spore Crawler at your base is very useful. Void Ray, just about to finish for ShoWTimE. Is he going fairly heavy on the air units? He might be. I don't see Void Rays very much in PvZ, or really in any matchup these days. Has a nice wall here with gateways and assimilators and forges. Really tough for Ling run-bys to happen. The Void Ray does take down the Overlord. Third Nexus up for ShoWTimE 2. Serral needs to be looking at taking a fourth here eventually. This might be a good place to go. Over here looks like the more intended position, though, just because the creep's already spread out over there and continuing to spread up to this area. Is the Oracle going to continue to try to kill workers? Might swing in from this right side, but there's a good Spore Caller positioning there. Good positioning here, too. I don't think the Oracle is going to be able to do much at all. Here comes some Lings, and they are Speedlings, but Adepts and a Void Ray, enough to take those guys out. Mothership Core might get some shots off, too, but excellent wall here. Look at this wall. Picking off a couple probes, losing a couple Lings in the process. Nothing too big there. Oracle, any extra kills there, Oracle? No. Still at 4. Does cast down a Revelation on this base. Recognizes the hatchery is mutating into a lair. Nothing too crazy there in my estimation, but it's 3 base to 3 base. And the longer Serral waits to take his fourth, I think the more trouble he's in here. He's doing a good job keeping ShoWTimE pinned inside his base with this Ling pressure. It lost a bunch of Lings there. Not a little bit harder for him to do so from now on with that Ling pressure with only 4 Lings instead of like 10 or 12. So bit of a mistake there, but that's okay. Still no fourth base. We'll keep an eye on that one. Serral's going from +1 melee attack and +1 ground carapace while getting 7 roaches and a Hydralisk Den. Why isn't he getting melee? Or why isn't he getting missile? Rather, he is getting melee. Surprisingly. Okay, so the Spine Crawler here gets scattered on out. Another Revelation gets tossed down. Roaches can't do much at all to deal with this Oracle. Oracle head back on home. And yeah, just continuing to macro up both of these guys. 68 to 67. Harvesters 107, 98 total supply in favor of ShoWTimE. But the longer Serral's allowed to do whatever he wants, the better he feels. Good scout there, and the Lurker Den. The Lurker Den morph immediately here, and that does get scouted by the Oracle. He knows lurkers are coming. He might get some disruptors to try to deal with this. He's getting the robotics bay and a second robotics facility, so that makes a lot of sense. And pushing out is ShoWTimE. He wants to do as much damage as he can before there are lurkers on the field, because those are such a problem. Lings just getting massacred, basically. Yeah, a bunch of them died for no reason there. Serral couldn't quite decide if he wanted to run in or possibly try to surround these Adepts, but ShoWTimE taking a fourth, man. Not too long after Serral took his fourth. Overseer coming in to scout out what the Protoss player is doing. And what is he going to see? He does see this base is happening. That's not a good feeling at all. He comes in and sees some Stalkers warping in there too, playing defensively as ShoWTimE, making sure this fourth base gets up. But again, the longer he waits, the more likely there will be lurkers when he decides it's time to move out. +2 carapace, +2 melee attack on the way. Lings dancing in from this middle section. Can they force a cancel on the base? It looks like they're going to be able to. Oh yeah, they are warping in some Adepts here to try to deal with it, but no, these Lings have upgrades. There are too many of them. There's the cancel on the fourth. Nicely done. Nice use of those Lings there from Serral. All the Adepts die too. This pylon's going to fall. A drop here with Adepts at the third base, trying to kill some workers. Not much static defense by way of Spine Crawlers. A lot of workers are dying, up to 3. The Queen trying to stab at that Warp Prism. Lings finally show up, do kill a couple Adepts. Spore Crawler gets a couple shots off too. ShoWTimE lands up here in the main base with his Adepts, but here come some Hydras and some Roaches, and yeah, they're going to die almost immediately, just getting melted there. Wow, not sure where they were going, but meanwhile, a bigger attack here from ShoWTimE coming up this left side might actually get this base. There are Hydras, there are Lings, there are Roaches, but the DPS is focusing. Good force fields, keeping the Zerg player away from the units attacking the fourth. Can ShoWTimE get it? No. Decides instead to recall on home. Did not like the position that he was in. Disruptors are here waiting for him. Lings loose inside the base. Do get picked up by this recalled army. And yeah, the Lings are getting massacred. There we go. That's a lot of dead Lings there. Units killed here. 59 by ShoWTimE, only 11 by Serral. 7 drones and 4 probes have lost their lives thus far in this game. Creep spread looking good for Serral. Excellent on this side of the map. Really good down this side too. Yeah, ShoWTimE has a long way to go from setting foot on the creep till he actually gets to bases to start attacking them. So a little bit scary indeed. Another attack here with Warp Prisms. Spine Crawlers set up. Spine Crawlers do good. Really good against Adepts. Adepts do not do extra damage against them. And Spine Crawlers do extra damage versus Armored. 30 damage versus Armored, which is what Adepts are. So Lings just kind of dancing around. I'm not sure they could force a cancel on that Nexus, but here come the Adepts once again. Queen's trying to stab away Spine Crawler, getting some shots off here, killing one Adept. Should be able to kill another Adept too. A lot of Adepts are falling, but again, at the cost of a lot of drones. And it's currently 69 to 77 Harvesters, so the Zerg player is up on that count. Warp Prism decides to head back on home. Small group of Roaches get caught out in the middle of nowhere and just absolutely killed. This one gonna live? Nope, he does not. But meanwhile, while the army's away, the Lings show up. And they have +2/+2, which is so useful. Actually going to force another cancel here. Nice cancel force. Picking up Lings. So doing some Ling drops. Going to head on out somewhere here as well. Army supply. 110 to 87 in favor of ShoWTimE. Has those disruptors that are so good against the composition that ShoWTimE is running here. Hive on the way for Serral, getting more Hydras, getting Glial Reconstitution, another Queen, more Spore Crawlers for defense against those air units. Warp Prism coming up to join the army for frontline reinforcements. And here comes ShoWTimE. There's a lot of Lurkers though. Wow. The Lurker line is huge. Disruptors are sending Purification Novas out and killing a Lurker, which is good, but it's just such slow going to push through here using Purification Novas to get through. Is this another one? Oh man, Serral, another force cancel here on this 4th base. Is he gonna get it? It's gonna be so close because more Adepts are warping in here, but again, I think there's too many Lings. ShoWTimE canceling the 4th again, stuck on 3 bases for so long, unable to kill the 4th base of Serral. Serral, the longer this goes on, the better it is for him. He's getting an Ultralisk Cavern. He is getting Adrenal Glands, +3/+3 for his Zerglings and his Ultras. Fleet Beacon on the way for ShoWTimE, possibly for Carriers, and possibly for Tempests. So here we come, knocking down these rocks. The army getting in position. Lurker is going to try to burrow in a spread formation. Another drop back here with Adepts, trying to take out more units, but there are Lurkers here, there are Queens here. Adepts are not long for this world. Purification Nova's hitting a lot of units, killing a couple Lurkers, but again, just so hard to push through that. Such slow going that Serral doesn't even want to go for it at all. Another Ling run by, catching Immortals out in the open. Oh no, Immortals end up dead. Adepts trying to save their base once again. The Lings trying to kill the Adepts so they can kill the Nexus. Pushing in here. Good force fields, keeping a lot of these Lurkers out bay. And killing one of them, actually. This 4th base is definitely going to fall. I don't think there's any way that Serral can save this. I mean, Hydras are popping out here, but there just aren't enough of them. And the Lurkers, Purification Nova, killing a couple of them almost immediately. And actually, does he save the hatch? He saves the hatch. Well done, Serral. Again, the 4th base was saved by ShoWTimE as well. Another Nova killing yet another Lurker. Again, it takes 2 shots from a Purification Nova to kill a Lurker. So, makes a lot of sense there why ShoWTimE is doing this. So, getting an Ion Pulse Crystals, replacement Mothership Core. Did the Mothership Core die in this army? I think it did. I think it did. Another Ling attack here. Might try to get down here and kill this once again. Warp Prism picking up Adepts for some more Adept Warp Prism harass. Yeah, here comes the Ling attack. They don't have +3/+3 quite yet, but the Mothership Core pops out just in time. There's Purification Nova available, and the Lings run for their lives. A few Adepts here trying to kill stuff, but the Hydras are fairly well upgraded. They should be able to deal with these guys, no problem, or these gals. Another Ling run by, warping in defense reinforcements here. Hold position on the Lings, trying to kill some more workers, even up that worker discrepancy. He's now up 72 to 57 Harvesters, keeping that 4th base, again, a massive deal. It's very low on health, though. More Purification Nova killing more and more Lurkers getting morphed in to replace the ones that are dying. The first Ultras are in production. Immortals coming up, too, for ShoWTimE to try to deal with those Ultralisks. The excellent choice that everybody should do with their Protoss going against Ultras. Where did those Droplings go? I don't see them actually drop anywhere. Perhaps he tried to use them elsewhere. It looks like they tried to drop there, tried to drop here, but again, cannon's a little bit too good. Is this another? Nope, Hallucinated Phoenix killing some stuff. Another Ling run by, taking out more and more workers. Oh man, those Zealots get warped in and immediately just die. Look at them go. Finally, a recall being forced. Everybody heading on home to try to deal with those Lings. Every time you can recall your army as Zerg, that's a good thing. Trust me, it is a very good thing. 22 probes have been killed. 36 drones have been killed. It's 163 to 159 total supply. 123 to 86 total army supply. But Serral is making a lot more Lings. Chitinous plating is about 50% complete. We'll see how these Ultras do and how many Ultras or Immortals are on the field here. Let's see. Total Immortal count 4. Adepts checking to make sure there's not a 5th base they don't know about. But no, Serral's pretty content here to stick on 4 bases against 4 bases with his Protoss buddy, ShoWTimE. Another Adept harass trying to come through, but against Ultras, they might as well just be using water guns because it doesn't do a whole lot of damage to them. They take a ton of damage too. 44 damage with that +3 attack. Armor 4, soon to be 8 with that chitinous plating. More Ling stuff, killing more and more Adepts. And an Observer just checking things on out. Very happy to do that. Dancing back and forth to ShoWTimE. He wants to make sure this fourth base is established and ready to go before he moves out once again, I think. But the Lings have been so active for Serral. ShoWTimE getting +3 ground weapons. Serral finally starting his missile attacks, getting some Vipers too. Another Ling poke in is shoot away by this whole main army. Another Ling attack over this way. Do they have adrenal glands? Looks like they do. They're taking down this rock pile pretty darn fast, actually, for Lings. These upgrades really make a difference on these guys. Can they get it before they die? Could it be very, very close? And yes, they do get it. That's all the Lings wanted. This is now a clear path for more Ling counterattacks. Overlords with Lings dropping in from the left side. Can they drop inside the main, possibly kill some of these gateways? That'd be nice. Another Ling attack from the right side. Serral's making do with Lings, man. Oh, Stasis Ward, though. Stasis Ward catching half of the Lings. Oh, excellent, excellent placement there by that Stasis Ward. It basically traps units inside a stasis for 21 seconds. They can't attack or be attacked. Ling drop in the main. Haven't seen this in a long time. They're trying to kill pylons. They're trying to kill gateways. Probes are here too, ending up dying. One gateway dies almost immediately and depowering a gateway. There are these Lings. More units trying to reinforce. The Lings trying to kill them before they can actually do it. Adepts actually getting killed there. Surprisingly, Lings against Zealots with +3 attack. Are they going to win? Nope, the Zealots are a little bit too good against that small group. And here comes another attack here from ShoWTimE, and then recalling home. There are Lurkers actually attacking through here. They get a Disruptor. Before the Disruptor fully warps in here, this guy only has 5 hit points remaining, and the Lurkers trudge on home. Are there still Lings here? There were, but the Phoenix picked them up and killed them, and now they are no more. So it's an Infestor, Lurker, Ultra, Viper type combo, which I am kind of a fan of. What the sneaky... Oh, I was going to say, is that a base? No, that's just Lings. That's just my insanity, Serral's Lings. So Serral going to try to come in here, possibly do some more harassment down here. Fully upgraded Lings do not care for a single photon cannon. Mothership core here with photon overcharge, a little bit more of a concern. But meanwhile, Ling's trying to slip on in again and kill these cannons. There are 4 of them against this number of Lings. Yeah, I would normally say the cannons definitely win, but the upgrades are really good on these Lings. But finally, this guy, only 1 Ling can attack it at a time, so very strong indeed. Another Ling run by, trying to kill some stuff, being shoved away. Gonna force the cancel on that Nexus. No, gets the actually gets the kill on the Nexus there. Serral floating 2,500 and 4,500 minerals and gas right now. I mean, he almost just needs to throw away an army and then do it again against ShoWTimE to win this thing, but he pretty much intends to win this with Lings. So, yeah, 1 Ling at a time going to attack that cannon. You got to take out that pylon first. They're trying to get this Nexus, actually, and this might work out for them. The Oracle is actually massacring Lings, though. There are enough Lings, though, especially across the top here. And the Nexus does end up falling. Another Nexus being harassed by that huge group of Lings. ShoWTimE says, we have to kill another hatchery. No, there's another cancel on the base here. ShoWTimE might just get starved out unless ShoWTimE can kill this base. Then he'll be on pretty much even footing with Serral here. So he doesn't want to get trapped is the question. Does not want to get trapped inside this base, which is why does he have the Mothership core? He does... Oh, there it is. There's the Mothership core, and Infested Terrans being thrown down, continuing to chain fungal. If the Mothership core dies, ShoWTimE does not want to push in if he can't retreat. Mothership core does end up falling. Adepts are trying to kill this base, and they do. Wow, doing 13 damage with their glaive cannon. Lings, again, trying to poke at this base, can't quite do it. Observer scanning things out here. Income tab, 36 to 66 workers. Serral looking good. 1,400 mineral income compared to 600. Force Protoss opponent, and once again, ShoWTimE is forced to go home. This is always so impressive to me when Zerg players can pretty much win using offensive Lings. Just Ling attacks here and there, everywhere, and defending at home with the units that he actually wants to use. Serral now going for a greater spire. Adept harass at this 5th base, though. A lot of drones are going to die. A Lurker tries to make use of his spines to get rid of these guys. Spine Crawler poking away too, stabbing as hard as he can. Is it a he? Probably not. Lings again. Just small groups of Lings, no big deal. Can they get a kill on this Nexus? If they can, they can! Oh man, I don't think this number of Zealots is going to be enough to save the Nexus. Look at how fast that HP is going down. And yes, it does fall there. No more long distance mining. You have to go all the way over here to long distance mine now, probes. Oh no. Can plant another Nexus here if necessary. Big attack up this way though. ShoWTimE is going for it. Ultra's coming around from this right side. This base is going to fall. Feedback on a lot of units. Yoinks on the Disruptors, and 2 Disruptors do end up falling. Eventually, it's a little bit slower than expected. But meanwhile, the army for ShoWTimE takes out that base, exactly what he wanted to do. He decides to head on home. Another forced cancel. This Ling harassment has been insane from Serral. Wow, APM for these players, well over 200 right now. 200 for the game too, almost 300 for ShoWTimE. Actually, was that Serral? That was Serral, almost 300 for the game. Playing so fast indeed. Here at the 20-minute mark, it is 200 to 190 total supply. Army supply 156 to 46. ShoWTimE in the lead. 7 Broodlords in production though. How many Stalkers are there? Not many. I don't know if ShoWTimE is ready for this. Alright, so here come the Broodlords. Are they going to hatch? They do. They hatch immediately there. Purification Novas come in. Lurkers trying to burrow away. And oh, they caught one of the disruptors before the Nova actually hit, canceling the Nova. Excellent, excellent indeed. This is an insane game. Both players basically being forced a long distance mine right now. Nobody really has any new bases. Trying to plant this one. If Serral can get that, he's going to be in a good spot. ShoWTimE, however, wants to make sure that does not happen. Heading on down with his Ultras, with his Immortals, killing some of the drones that are long-distance mining, and going to force a cancel on that hatch for sure. These Archons with extra damage. 47 damage versus Biological. The hatch doesn't even get canceled. Oh no, Serral just loses it. And Serral's going for it. I think he's just moving in with the Ultras. He's going to kill this base. There's nobody left to defend it at all. Cannon ends up falling. Long distance mining probes. Wrong place to be, guys. Ling attack over this way. DT's trying to clean it up and actually forcing the Lings on out, but the Nexus ends up falling. How many Nexus? There's only one Nexus left for ShoWTimE. Holy smokes, can he do this, ladies and gentlemen? Fungals and Broodlords. It's what? Infestor Broodlord. What is this? Wings of Liberty. Archons end up getting killed there. Don't even touch this base at all. And ShoWTimE heading home. He is not happy about this at all. DT's pretty good response to Ultras if there are no Overseers in the army. Broodlords chasing on down, trying to meet up with the Ultras here. The Ultras don't really want to attack this on their own, but with Broodlord support, they kind of like their odds. Lurkers burrowing in here too, getting spines on everything. This base up and running happily and merrily with a Spore Crawler in that mineral line. Lings again, checking to make sure there aren't any bases that they don't know about. And I mean, I think this is it for ShoWTimE. He does not have enough money to replant a Nexus. This is the army that he has. If he can make it work, I'm going to be very impressed indeed, because there are Broodlords in the air, getting +1 flyer attack, getting +2 missile attack, continuing to upgrade, continuing to build stuff. Revelation tossed down on these units, and both players just kind of dancing. ShoWTimE, again, with Immortals and Archons and a couple Disruptors, but not that many. That's kind of the problem here. 2 Disruptors against this many Lurkers. Not a good feel. Not a good feel at all if you're Protoss. Another Ling counterattack, taking out yet another Pylon. Yet another probe dies. There are only 11 probes left for ShoWTimE. Production facilities falling here too. Gateways exploding. Lings running away. Mothership core trying to rain down fire too. The Lings can't decide what they want to do here. Oh, getting the Dark Shrine. Okay, but once again, ShoWTimE doesn't have enough money to build anything, so I don't know what this is really accomplishing, except for keeping ShoWTimE inside his base. Although ShoWTimE says, all right, I recognize what's going on here. The income tab is 0 for me and 600 for my opponent. That is a losing proposition. Another hatchery is coming up. I know over there right now for Serral. I need to make this work. Killing the Templar Archives. Mission accomplished for those Lings. No more Archons, no more Templar coming up for ShoWTimE. Even if he had the income to do it, not going to be possible. More Lings with Revelation on them. So ShoWTimE even knows this is happening, and he's still going forward here. So here it is. Archons taking shots to the face from these Broodlings. And until something seriously threatens the Broodlords, I don't think the Ultras are going to engage here. Fungals, a ton of feedbacks though. Wow, a lot of feedbacks going down on those Corruptors. And Immortals here not really being touched at all. Phoenix trying to kill as many Broodlords as they can. They kill a couple of them, but the Corruptors do an excellent job there as well. 4 Broodlords in the air, chasing down those Archons, chasing down those Immortals. And the recall home once again, because guess what? There are more Lings inside ShoWTimE's base. He's down to not many buildings, and that's it. A GG from ShoWTimE. ShoWTimE's defeated. Serral's victorious, and ShoWTimE has left the game. So nicely done by Serral. Again, the only time he really had big units attacking ShoWTimE stuff was when these Ultras came down and laid waste to this 4th base. Otherwise, it was Lings. It was Lings killing this base. It was Lings killing this base. It was Lings down here harassing this one. Lings killed this Nexus. Zerglings killed this Nexus too. All of these worker kills, 63 workers killed by ShoWTimE, but 80 killed by Serral, mostly responsible to those Lings, and then just playing defense with the lurkers, with queens, with Lings of his own, with some hydras and roaches, and just didn't ever really let ShoWTimE get in there and do so much damage it was impossible to come back from. So nicely done by Serral. Good patient style, good harassing style with those fully upgraded Lings. Such a fan of that strategy indeed. So that's it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter and Facebook, both at /FalconPaladin. And until next time, as always, thanks for watching, and you take care of yourself.
Wow.